Morning, happy Friday, and welcome to Sunrise Small Talk episode number 67. Today we're going to be going over one big, beautiful tax bill. This was the tax bill that was passed by the House and raised within margin, 215 to 214, I believe it was. It was passed through the House on May 22nd and still has to go through the Senate. The goal of the administration is to get it passed through the Senate by July 4th. Will that happen? I don't think so. There's going to be some modifications, adjustments, so on and so forth. Today in this episode, I'm going to give you 10 things I think are important, 10 things I extracted. I'm just going to highlight them one by one, go through the list of all 10, and then in future episodes, I'm going to break it down. We'll do 3 or 4 at a time, go into more detail, spend a couple minutes on each one because I think they're all really important. Good things for all of us to understand. Thank you for the response, the feedback on the Murph workout. We did it. Most of us in the office did it. I think Matt wins the award for soreness, sore quads. We played golf later that week, and he was still sore when we went to play golf later that week. Kelsey wins the award for toughness. She did do it with a broken foot, with a boot on, so that's awesome. Many of you also did it or did some sort of challenge, so that was really cool to see and hear. Some of you said you just did some pull-ups that weekend or went for a walk or a really short run, and some said, well, I did 3 pull-ups and then I was over it. So congrats to everybody who participated in that. Let's dive into one big, beautiful tax bill. Okay, I do know how to spell beautiful. I just spelled it wrong this one time, and I'm sorry, and it's probably going to drive you nuts this entire video, but I'm facing the other way, so I didn't see it, I didn't catch it. Ashley pointed it out, and it is what it is. I'm not going to re-record the thing. So I hope you can enjoy the content regardless of my massive spelling error. And before I forget, we're going to drop a little link to a video. Our friend Whitney, she owns Way Creative. She does a lot of video photography for the CrossFit community. She put together a video of the Murph workout with a drone and everything. So super awesome. So we'll drop that link, real short video. So highly encourage you to watch it. So thanks Whitney for being a part of that and putting that together. Actually starred a couple folks from our office, one being myself, which I don't know why you would choose me. There are hundreds of other people who would have been better in the video, but hey, thanks Whitney, you put me in your video. Here we go, 10 things that I think you should know about this proposed tax bill. Number one, and this answers a lot of the questions that I personally have had in my role in my profession, is what's going to happen to TCJA. TCJA is the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which took place in 2018. Expires at the end of this year. Sunset over, but that has been extended. Most of that is going to be extended into 2028, 2029. That includes several things, but the main thing that I think it includes is number one, huge increase to the standard deduction and also lower rates, extended brackets. Number two, that may have been a weird cut after number one. I started trailing off and I told Ashley to cut it, so I don't know where she cut it. Might have been weird. SALT, that is state and local taxes. Think about your house, property taxes. The cap on that was $10,000, currently is $10,000, which means you cannot deduct more than $10,000 in state and local taxes. That is going to go up to $40,000. That's an area that will most likely be modified. Number three, the estate tax, the death tax, that is going to be increased to 15 million, which is not a huge increase from where it's at right now. We're at 14 million, something like that. But that's going to be increased to 15 million per person. Child tax credit, number four, that's going to be increased to $2,500. It currently sits at $2,000, and this is one that will expire at the end of 2028. And there are income restrictions built around whether or not you qualify for that credit. Number five, and also part of number four, when you have a child, you get $1,000 that goes into a savings account. You can add up to, I believe, $5,000 per year into that account. It grows tax deferred, and that can be used for training, school, licensing, things like that. 5, standard deduction has increased It's increased for everybody, and then also if you're over 65, you get an additional increase there. So this is so for a married couple, it is $32,000. If you're over 65, it's an additional $4,000 times two, so $8,000, which gives you a total standard deduction right off the bat if you're over 65 of $40,000. Number 6, tax break on tips, overtime, and car interest, car loan interest. If the car was made in the United States, that term means interest. Learned that back at CSU. Just a little abbreviation there. So this is one that goes away. This is temporary, and there's some other things involved here, but again, we'll go into these in more detail. Number 7, QBI, which stands for Qualified Business Income. That deduction will be 23%, up from 20%. That's a deduction for, I don't know if it's most business owners, but a lot of business owners who are in service-related industries, such as myself. 23% deduction on net income. I believe it is right off the top. That's going from 20 to 23%. Number 8 is an estimated $880 billion, another acronym there, decrease in Medicaid. So Medicare, that's insurance that you get when you're over 65. Medicaid is government assistance for low income and things of that nature. So $880 billion decrease to Medicaid payments. Number 9, a $4 trillion increase to the federal debt. So this is a sore topic for everybody, regardless of which side of the aisle you stand on, because our debt's out of control, our spending is out of control. This bill obviously is going to have a cost associated with it, and that cost is expected to be about $2.3 trillion over the next decade. Thus, constitutes an increase of the federal debt ceiling to $4 trillion. We just keep increasing that debt ceiling. Lastly, the final thing I think you need to know, which I mentioned in the very beginning, is that there's probably going to be some changes as this hits the desk of the Senate. We're just using all kinds of symbols today. Some of the changes that are probably the most obvious and likely are, again, the SALT tax deduction being quadrupling from $10,000 to $40,000 per year. That doesn't really affect a lot of us here in Colorado because we don't typically pay that much in property taxes. Some of us do, but that's really going to hit areas like the Northeast, California. Probably going to be some changes to the decrease in Medicaid benefits, I would imagine. And then also just probably, and hopefully, I would hope that there will be a decrease in the federal debt ceiling, something that's just out of control in our country. So there you have it. Again, we'll dive in future episodes, break this down, and go into each of them in a little more detail. So there you go. Have a great Friday, great weekend, and we'll see you next week.